Nicola Sturgeon has claimed tax hikes are not on the table amid growing fears that a pact with the Greens will prove a disaster for Scotland's Covid-ravaged economy. The First Minister's office insisted she would not deviate from her manifesto pledge to freeze rates and bans despite Green plans to hit hundreds of thousands of Scots with savage levies. It came as Scottish Tory leader Douglas Ross warned her proposed cooperation deal with Patrick Harvie's party risked economic doom. At the opening session of First Minister's questions of the new Parliament, Mr Ross insisted the chief SNP must urgently reset her relationship with business leaders, who he said, don't see anyone around the Scottish Government table who's fighting their corner. He called for more support for firms in Glasgow hit by the decision to keep the city under Level 3 Covid restrictions while the rest of the mainland has moved to Level 2. Desperate hospitality bosses in the city also took aim at ministers yesterday demanding more notice on curbs ahead of the bank holiday. Ms Sturgeon is due to provide an update on Friday, but bars and restaurants remain concerned over the impact of last-minute announcements. In a swipe at Mr Harvie's MSPs, some of whom were this week's snap-breaking coronavirus law in an Edinburgh pub, Mr Ross insisted that holier-than-thou Greens were only interested in supporting firms when flouting Covid rules at high-end bars. Mr Ross said, instead of business people who understand how to create jobs, it is the Greens who might get a seat around the First Minister's table. A Green party that doesn't even believe in economic growth, a Green party that ignores business, unless they want to celebrate at a high-end bar in George Street, and a Green party that wants to risk the entire oil and gas industry and the tens of thousands of jobs it supports. A nationalist coalition with the Greens is a disaster for anyone who was hoping to see an end to the SNP's anti-business approach. Ms Sturgeon said most people and responsible businesses understand the moral imperative of supporting the economy in a way that meets our obligations to the planet and delivers our climate change targets.